In England, they call bullhorns loud hailers. Loud Hailer is a recurring segment on Pink Elephant Foxtrot that explores the pink elephants of politics, pop culture, and technology. This installment focuses on a sleeper wave called fascism. It is paired with the image from row 3, window 4 of Storyboard of a Dream that shares the same name as the essay, Life in a Binary Thugocracy, Off with Their Head. The name of this row is called Stairway to Hell, which is about the intersection of fascism and modern technology. In this row, the newels and many elements of the stairway in the source photo are left unsaturated. Note the squiggly orange lines in the pool at the bottom of the image. This is their first appearance, but they will be back. Tyranny is the imposition of a mercurial, cruel, binary ideology upon an analog society. Fascism is a bit more focused. It utilizes an extreme nationality and nativism that encourages racism, violence, conformity, demonization of targeted enemies, and contempt for the democratic process. Creating a thugocracy is essential to the success of fascism. Artists and intellectuals across the globe know about this firsthand. The three recurring notes in the first movement of Shostakovich's String Quartet No. 7 are widely interpreted as the three knocks in the middle of the night the composer was subject to, time and again, living under Stalin's watchful eye. America has not shied away from using similar tactics on its artists either. The infamous House Un-American Activities Committee, or HUAC, headed by Senator Joseph McCarthy in the 1940s and 50s, was a government-sponsored Three Knocks in the Night campaign that was also based on a distortion and manipulation of reality. Arthur Miller painted it for what it was in his play The Crucible, a witch hunt by people poisoned with ideological ergot. Sound familiar? Utilizing a compliant press, Congress used the HWAC to target the entertainment industry, creating a literal blacklist that ruined the careers of thousands, including average citizens. Blacklisted writers worked under pseudonyms for pennies on the dollar, or simply starved, and people who cooperated with the committee, like film director Elia Kazan, didn't escape a blacklist. He was shunned in Hollywood for testifying, and his career was never the same. The point is, there is no winning with fascists, except for Shostakovich. Technology has always been used to facilitate this stairway to hell, but now there are monkeys with matches lining up to slide down a cyber banister. Think of it as the hijacked weaponization of author William S. Burroughs' famous quote, "Destroy all rational thought." Burroughs was referring to the use of language, but it's literal now, not literary. There seems to be a rationality override switch inside human beings, which I believe the psychologist Carl Jung would have called the Surrender Dorothy archetype. It goes something like this. Surrender all individual thought, all reality and morality, all power to me, my pretties, and together we shall conquer our scapegoated enemies and then the world. It's irresistible and effective when used as an ad campaign, and it worked swimmingly for Kristallnacht. Surrender Dorothy seems to be very popular again. It doesn't sound exactly the same when translated from the German, but it rhymes enough to get the point across. Human beings share 84% of their DNA with dogs, so maybe it is no wonder that as a species we're a sucker for a charismatic leader with strange grooming who's rolled in something that stinks, which, by the way, rhymes with pink. Rhyme is a powerful pattern, one which our brains find irresistible. Just ask any fan of hip-hop. One would think it would be hard to find a rhyme for Schicklgruber, Hitler's original surname before his father changed it, but somehow America has found a way. Not convinced? Look for the purges. It begins when politicians start eating their own. Liz Cheney comes to mind. After that, they go for the intellectuals and the infirm. For that, look no further than Mickey Mouse. Kicking it back to the old-school fascism of the 20th century, from 1936 to 1938, a paranoid Stalin executed or imprisoned all his perceived enemies, and there were many. Nearly 1 million people were either murdered outright or sent to gulags, never to be heard from again. In the end, Shostakovich was lucky. He was about to be purged, but his interrogator was arrested before the interview. There is a rhyme that is germinating in America today, and it has an accent by way of Nuremberg and Moscow. Don't want to roll over for our foul-smelling alpha dog? Off with their head. The purges have begun. Just ask Mickey Mouse.
He's been blacklisted in Florida.
And he's a cartoon.